design, no need for you to fight it. This space and time forever will cherish. God designed a wonderful pairing, a light that's bright, one that's so glaring. Two of us, our hearts is so caring. Can you tell me what love's prayer is? We cannot miss what we wish. We cannot miss what we wish. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 love. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 love. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 love. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, welcome to Bayou Sugar Garden. I am Bayou Sugar, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome in. If not, welcome back. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Sorry, I had my mic down in my shirt. Y'all probably couldn't hear me too well, so I'm just gonna repeat myself. But welcome to Bayou Sugar Garden. I am Bayou Sugar, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome in. If not, welcome back. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming. Let's see. Let me speak to a few people who are here. We're only live on two platforms tonight, on YouTube and TikTok. I was just gonna do TikTok because I've had this discussion already before with you guys on YouTube, and we watched the video together. But I said, hey, maybe somebody on YouTube didn't see it the first time, so we can always do a revisit, even if you saw it. Sometimes when I watch things more than one time, you see something different the next time you watch it. So decided to go ahead and do both. So I thank y'all for joining me over here on the YouTube side and TikTok side. Both of you guys, no matter what platform you're on, please make sure that you tap that screen, like the live, share it out, comment with me back and forth. Let me know, because this is an open-ended discussion. For those of you on the TikTok side, please remember to send in your daily heart means. That will be much, much, much appreciated. And let me just take a few moments to speak to those of you who are in the bushes watching me on either platform. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. If you are catching the replay on a platform, I appreciate you. Make sure you leave me a comment that you let me know that you've been here. I do read my comments. And let me speak to a few people who are live in the chat with me. Welcome in, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Mike. My boot sister, Unbiased LLC. Hey, Queen, how you doing? Welcome in, Unbiased. Lynette Lawrence, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Welcome in, Lynette. Hey, Denzel, welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Denzel say part three of the series. Well, this might be part 20 because there's a lot of parts to this series. It's a whole lot of parts, but we gonna make it through it. We gonna get there. We gonna get down up in it, down and dirty. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hey Zeta Rose, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Zeta. What up? What up? What up? To David Corey with the crowd. Welcome in, the Kushaw King. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, my claps froze on David. We can use the other one. It's all good. There you go, David. One time for David Cole with the crop. Hey, Mama Shirley, welcome in. Thank you for being here. She said, I'm in the bushes. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Guys, on the YouTube side, make sure you guys type SHUGA in the chat so that my Nightbot will drop your links just in case someone on any other platform wants to come over here and check, excuse me, watch the replay and then check you out. They'll be able to connect to your channels. So, guys, make sure you do that. And over on the TikTok side, welcome in. Love to live too. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for the taps, the likes, and the gifts over there on the TikTok side. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, guys, we are going to get into our subject tonight, which is, do you really know what you're eating? Another part of the series. I don't even know how many parts of the series this is, but I'm gonna keep going until I feel like I've satisfied my goal. I don't even know. I think we had several parts over there on YouTube. But for those of you who are, get my mic. For those of you who are on the TikTok side, I do have check. My mic got disconnected, but I think y'all can still hear me. Let me check, make sure. Check 1 2. Yep, y'all can hear me. Sure. Okay, so initially when I did this series, I had several parts to it. I don't know how many times or how many parts I had in it, but there are replays from when I first did the series last year. So if you want to check out the replays for that and the replays for, thank you, Unbiased. Thank you so much for letting me know y'all can hear me. If you want to check out the replays from the ones that we're doing now and the ones that we've done before, they are available on YouTube for you to go back and watch. Make sure you like it, share it out, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. But I wanted to go on and share this information um, because I didn't know it when I first found it out, and I wish someone would have shared it with me. And so I want to share with everyone else because we are all trying to be healthy, be our most healthiest selves, and we're doing what we can on our end to make sure. Well, we have to do. I'm not gonna say we are because some of us are not, but we have to do what we can on our end. We have to do what we can about what we can control. That which we can't control, you can't worry about it, but that doesn't mean don't do nothing. What that means, hey, Cousin Angela, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Cousin Angela. So, what it means is the things that you can't control, you don't worry about them, because if we do what we can on our end, the things that we can't control won't affect us. Our body will be able to adjust and operate the way that it should naturally, to the point to where if we are exposed to some things that are harmful to us, our body will be able to react properly, right? But if we're not doing anything and we're just rolling with the punches, that's when we get caught in trouble. That's where we end up with these diseases that we can't get rid of. Um, and that's not where we're trying to go, or the weight that we can't get off, the inflammation that we have. We're not trying to do that. So I'm trying to constantly encourage you guys, as I encourage myself, to keep going and don't get discouraged about, oh, they doing this to the air, or they spraying this, and I'm growing my garden, and my neighbor is putting pesticides in his garden, so it's leaking over to my garden and it's making my vegetables. Hey, do what you can do what you know you're supposed to do, and then let nature or your creator take care of the rest, right? And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just do what you can do, and the rest will take care of itself. That I know will happen. And I'm not telling you something that I heard, but I'm telling you something that I tried, and I know that it works for me. And I want to encourage you to allow it to work for you. Just don't do nothing. Just don't sit back and allow people to continue to damage you, to take advantage of you, and to continue to destroy you, because they really don't care what happens to you. If you don't care, then who will, right? If you don't do nothing about you, who will? That's your body. You got to take care of it. Whoever you believe in, your creator or whoever, your God or whatever, gave it to you. So the responsibility is on you. You got to do what you're supposed to do about it. And if you don't, nobody else will. Look, I got an amen in the church. So let's continue. Hey, Patricia Fentress over there on TikTok side, welcome in. Thank you for being here. One time for Patricia. Thank you so much. So the video we're going to show tonight, guys, is going to be talking about, it's going to show you how much other people really don't care about you. And we're not going to say other people, other powers that be, that control things that are out of our hands. They are actually doing things to our food, which is our medicine. Basically, bottom line, they doing things to it so that we can be dependent on them. Some of us don't believe that. Some of us are still stuck. That's right, David. Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving. Some of us are still stuck that, oh, they can't do that. They not doing that. They wouldn't do that. Well, they are, sadly to say. It is happening. And if you don't do something about it, you're just gonna be a casualty of war. Because basically that's what it is. We are at war over our own bodies. Hey, J3GS Forums, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We may be in a fight, that they've been broadcasting all over the social medias or whatever, newspaper and all that, about other people fighting about land for religious reasons or whatever. But humanity is at war, and we're fighting just to be able to have food that doesn't harm us. And that's sad. Whether you realize it or not, we are. And that shouldn't be, because that doesn't belong to anybody. That was here before any of us. It was given. It was here, created for us to enjoy. But somebody, some people, somewhere along the line got it twisted and decided to use it as a weapon. And so now that we know that, we have to fight back. And how do we fight back? By educating yourselves, knowing the truth, understanding what happens, and then doing what you can do to control what you can control, right? So this video is showing you, hey, badass, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So this video is just showing you, giving you proof of some of the things that is happening to our food. Because some of us are, trying to eat the organic stuff, going to the stores and trying to get the healthier options. But see, even then, when you do that, they are still not the healthier option when you look at it, because they are doing things underhandedly. And some of us don't know about it. But after today, you're going to know about it. Because, yeah, I'm about to tell you. So I am going to share my screen. And, why did I remove myself off of that? And we're going to get to watching this video. The name of it, you can actually find it on YouTube. The name of the video is Growing Broke, Forever Chemicals. It's going to talk about, it's going to touch on a whole bunch of different subjects, mainly things that are happening in our soils, even down to local farmers and how they have been tricked and how it affects them and us. So I hope that this sparks your attention tonight, get your blood cells to pumping more blood in there so you can understand how important it is for you to grow your own food. If you're not growing your own food, then you need to support someone that is saying that, meaning go to your local farmers markets, or if somebody in your neighborhood is growing, support them, and maybe you guys can barter and create healthier options for you and your families, and not only you but the families around you. And then we learned on Wednesday that gardener that is growing and growing the right way is creating a microclimate, not just in their yard, but just by them doing it in their yard, could create a microclimate as large as one football field. Okay, and that's just a small particle of I'm gonna say soil that they use. A small particle of soil could cover a whole football field. Well, we know in a garden there are several particles of soil. So one person growing it correctly could actually create a microclimate in possibly a whole state, depending on how large the state is. Because a garden can cover several football fields, and y'all know how large a football field is, right? So just imagine if you have several gardeners in one state growing it the right way, how we can turn this global disasters around, and how we can change our bodies and our health. All right, so I am definitely going to drop the link in the chat for the video that we're watching once it gets started, just in case you guys want to go back and watch it for yourselves. It will be there, okay? All right, so without further ado, we're going to watch Growing Broke, Forever Chemicals. And that is, let's see, What channel am I getting this from? News Nation channel. You guys can see that on the screen. All right. Let's get it started.
It's 4 a.m. in Maine, and just like his father and grandfather before him on this land, Fred Stone is up to milk the cows.
Well, it was always known as cows first, people second, and that's the way it's always been.
For Fred, it's always been about the cows.
I wish snow wasn't cold, and I wish rain wasn't wet, and I wish I still didn't love my cows. And the more people I meet, the more I love my cows.
In the warm barn,
What's the matter, Piccalilli?
they wait to be milked.
Yes, I see you, BB-8.
With names like Moonbeam, Blue, and Storm Chaser, he knows them by heart.
There's no phoniness about them. You know exactly where you stand. And they're all different. I mean, their personalities are all completely different.
Yes, I see you.
Every day he takes care of them,
Come on, honey, you're almost there.
and in exchange, this.
We need your help to save the masjid where over 100 Americans have accepted Islam. This is
Okay, I do not have the free version of YouTube. I do not have premium. So I'm sharing this video with you and it got commercial. But I'm finna skip that commercial. So
What he calls liquid gold. His family has been here since 1914, and for more than a century, the high-quality milk and cream has gone to market.
hey F. Smith, welcome in.
Now every drop goes down the drain.
I told a lot of people that you either laugh or cry, and I ran out of tears a long time ago.
Fred Stone's milk is contaminated, heavily tainted with chemicals linked with cancer.
I can't, there's nothing left. At some point in time, hopefully not tomorrow, I'm going to have to tell my father and my grandfather what happened to the dairy farm that they entrusted me with. And that's the part that keeps me up at night.
He now finds himself on a growing list of American farmers.
There's so much sadness and anger.
This has broken our hearts and crushed our spirit. And I don't know if we'll ever get that back.
Told their farms are shot through with chemicals linked with liver damage, damage to fertility, thyroid issues, and cancer.
All of this land has been poisoned, water contaminated, all of these people touched by this.
Advocate Erin Brockovich ready to take on this fight.
EPA, FDA, political leaders, where have you been? How did you miss this? That now we have an entire country that could potentially be in peril from this forever chemical that's destroyed your land, destroyed our farming, destroyed our water, and destroyed public health and welfare. Wow. Kudos. Good job.
Called forever chemicals because they are nearly impossible to destroy. Prime soil, crops, milk tainted in the heartland, leaving many farmers on the brink of ruin.
Suicide among dairy farmers and farmers in general is incredibly high because a lot of these farms, a third, fourth, and fifth generation, you are going to be the person to lose it. Your great-great-great-grandfather cleared the land, and you are going to be the person to have a bankruptcy auction because you can't hold on to the land.
This is the story of how their farmland was destroyed right out from under them.
Greed, money.
We'll take you to ground zero of where it all began.
You never wanted to be an activist.
I just wanted to milk our cows and be left the hell alone.
And show you how far back the paper trail goes.
When they had the choice of do we go public with this or do we sweep it under the rug, they chose the rug.
And with these chemicals now impacting 97% of Americans, according to the CDC, what you and your family need to know.
I am glad News Nation is looking into this problem. All of us, the entire country, will deal with the fallout. Wow.
Make it right. don't do this to anyone else.
We're on our way to Fred Stone's farm right now, and we are passing some of the most beautiful farmland. It looks pristine, it looks untouched, and you would never guess that in some of these areas, potentially cancer-causing chemicals are already sowed into the soil.
Hey there, Fred. This is some weather for working on the tractor, Fred.
Fred's grandpa built this farmhouse. These walls have seen more than a century of hard Maine weather and even harder one harvests.
My daughter and my son grew up in the house with their grandparents living right here.
What do you love about being a farmer?
The cows, showing cows.
For nearly half a century, they raised and showed prize-winning cows.
Back then we were young and energetic and had all kinds of plans and dreams, and that all ended back in 2016.
In 2016, an innocuous routine water test on their property revealed high levels of PFAS, man-made chemicals the Stones had never heard of before. They didn't have to, but volunteered to test their soil.
Okay, I paused it and I'm going to go back a little bit so you guys can see what this is going to be about and what they are talking about. I'm at 556. Okay, so there we go. PFAS. This is what this is about. Let me see if I can move my... Well, y'all can see that says PFAS. When you ever hear of that, PFAS, what it stands for is down there. I can't even say it. Whatever, you see that. The P is for the poly, F is for the, the flora, A is for the alkyl, and S is substances. Yeah. Polyfluoroalkyl, substances. I hate how we our language, how we come up with all of those crazy names, those long crazy names for stuff. But yeah, that's what PFAS is, and the nickname for it, Forever Chemical. So if you ever hear somebody say it, now you know what it is.
Have to, but volunteered to test their soil, cows, and milk. All came back high. Fred says he'll never forget what came next.
Tanya, our milk inspector, comes out and says, Freddie, she says, one of the ideas that the Department of Ag wants to do is they want to kill the whole herd. And I said, great, Tanya, that's a hell of an idea. I said, I'll tell you what. I will take all the cows down to the extermination site. I will put on my dress whites that I wear when I'm showing, and we'll line them all up, and you can shoot them. And I'll stand there and I will take the first bullet, and you can kill the rest of them. A week later, I get a letter from the state of Maine on suicide prevention. Can't make this stuff up.
Fred had to euthanize 80% of his cows.
We were heartbroken. And, sorry.
Okay, before I go any further, okay, so let me just say, okay, I don't think we got to the point yet where you find out how he acquired this land, where his people get this land from, right? Okay, I think we're going to get there, but if not, they bought the land from higher powers, right? And then the higher powers poisoned the land, right, that he got. And by being poisoned, his animals fed off of that land, and it poisoned his animals, right? And so their solution to fixing it was, oh, just kill your animals. Hey, Homesteader Rachel, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Homesteader Rachel. And SIP 359 on the TikTok side, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, and what's crazy is because this man cares so much about his cattle, he told them, you can't kill them unless you come through me first. And because they said that they won't put him on suicide watch, wow. It gets deeper. Let's keep going, y'all. It gets deeper.
To be able to take those animals, that there was nothing wrong with them. I mean, those cows out there depend on you to take care of them, and take them down and shoot them.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Just take them down and shoot them.
For a long while, we were, I don't know, I guess you'd call it dead.
Fred says state officials told him his farm was an isolated case.
We were then still being considered a unicorn, that this didn't happen anywhere else.
Did Fred and Laura Stone just get phenomenally unlucky? The answer lies 117 miles north in Unity, Maine.
They told him, oh, it's just you, it's just happening to y'all.
Where a young couple pooled all of their money and put it into a dream. They closed on a farm where they could settle down, grow organic produce, have a family, build a whole life.
Oh, dear chickadee, sing a sweet and mournful tune in the month of May, when the lilacs are in bloom.
And when it came to naming it, the choice was easy for Adam Nordell and Johanna Davis.
There's still the sadness in your song.
Songbird Organic Farm.
We imagined that we would be here forever. We imagined that we would build a business that would support our family through our career and into our retirement. So we thought we were settling down for the long haul.
Preventing development, preserving farmland was also a man's dying wish. They found the farm through a service that connects retiring farmers with the next generation. The original owner had pancreatic cancer.
Cancer diagnosis, a terminal cancer diagnosis. So he needed to move quickly to find the next farmers to take over management of this land.
That farmer passed, but his dream flourished. The land and business grew, and they raised their little boy. Then, as news of the contamination on Fred's dairy farm spread, a customer asked Adam and Johanna if they'd heard of PFAS. They voluntarily tested their land.
The results were high. Our drinking water tested about 400 times the state's drinking water threshold.
400 times the state threshold of 20 parts per trillion. Their soil also tested high.
We were in free fall. Do we have a business? Do we have a home here?
Adam says his and his wife's blood levels are higher than employees who worked in PFAS factories.
My blood levels, after living for 7 years on a farm that was spread with sludge 4 times, are higher than those workers in Decatur, Alabama.
Okay, so you hear that the PFAS, which they call also another name for it is sludge. Yeah, make sure you're paying attention to that. PFAS, forever chemicals, sludge, all the same thing. So it was spread, the sludge was spread on their land. The sludge contained PFAS, okay? The sludge contained PFAS. And it contaminated their land. And his levels, when he tested himself, his levels on his farmland that he lived on was higher than people that worked in a lab that's around PFAS every day. They like in the lab. Whereas or supposedly his is just supposed to be contained to his growing area and his animals. Obviously, it was spread all over, and it had to have been there for longer than 7 years in order for his levels to be elevated. But how could his be? Well, because he was there for 7 years, and people in the factory probably hadn't been working there that long. So he's been exposed to it for 7 years, and his levels are really high. So let's see what are the results of him having these high levels.
How old is your son now, and how aware is he of all of this?
He said, "Is there PFAS? Is it in my body? And is that bad?" And I don't even know what I said. I couldn't answer. That's not something that I want to have to talk to my kid about when he's 5 years old. He has really high levels of this stuff in his body, and he's tiny.
High levels that could lead to lifelong medical issues. Adam and Johanna shut down operations, recalled their products, alerted customers, and eventually did the unthinkable. They shut down their farm. Why did you feel the need to take it down?
This is no longer Songbird Farm. This is no longer a farm.
The family hasn't picked up an instrument in a long time now. They say the music just isn't in them anymore. Health is a constant worry, and there are questions that defy answers. What does a farmer do with a farm that can grow nothing?
It's a collector's item now.
Fred, too, has taken down his farm sign. They were dropped by their milk distributor.
Yeah, it was a pretty sad day when Laura took the signs down. And that's that. It's the end of it.
Despite a $23,000 water filtration system, the contamination in his milk came back. He is now $1.5 million in debt. Fred, wife, and their children say they suffer from chronic, worsening poor health. He says that without a federal safety net, he understands why other American farmers wouldn't be jumping to test their land.
You're out there asking somebody to shoot you, and you're giving them the gun and the bullets to do it with.
Do you know how much you're missing? No, you don't.
And you know damn well that you're committing financial suicide. That's what we did.
I get angry at the place. I get angry at the land. As if the ground underneath us has betrayed us. But of course this place is a victim too. The farm is a victim.
So what happened to this prime American farmland?
We have this bright idea that we're going to take all this sewer sludge and we're going to spread it on the land as fertilizer.
Farmers were told it's a win-win, right? You're doing your civic duty.
They got a bad deal. We got a bad deal. That was not a good idea.
How long did chemical companies know this was a problem? How long did government agencies?
It's politics, and it's lack of transparency. It's cover-up. It's greed.
The paper trail and the reach.
It's already here. It's just been lurking and creeping, and we didn't know it.
Okay, so let me just stop and just reiterate what happened, how they sold it to them. So they approached the powers that be. They're supposed to be protecting us, or supposed to be for the people, or what have you, however they want to say it. They went and approached the people that grows the food for us, the things that we put in our bodies to live, and told them that if they use this as fertilizer, they would be helping the environment. They will be doing their civic duty by helping the environment instead of them disposing it of the sludge a different way. I guess they think they were trying to sell it to them, telling them that they were repurposing it, and by putting it in their garden, kind of like making them think they were helping with composting or whatever, and cutting down on tearing up the earth, and told them to spread it all over their gardens, all over their farms. And by them doing so, they will be helping the government to make the world a better place. Ain't that some diabolical? Yes. But they knew the whole time that they was pitching this that wasn't true. Let's keep going.
The storm is here. And it's not just in Maine, it's in every single state.
And with 97% of Americans affected, according to the CDC, are PFAS already in your blood? Are they in mine?
I'm a little nervous, but doctor, what do my test results show?
The results when we come back.
Realize that heifer doesn't have a collar on her.
So what happened to Fred and Laura and Adam and Johanna? How did PFAS end up on prime American farmland?
We have this bright idea that we're going to take all this sewer sludge and we're going to spread it on the land as fertilizer.
Sludge, a byproduct of sewage treatment plants, but it can be used as a natural fertilizer.
Look at that commercial.
This land reclamation project demonstrates how nutrients contained in sludge can convert unused land into fertile crop-bearing farm areas.
The answer lies in a type of fertilizer made from treated sewage called sludge, and a program that spread it directly on their land.
Particularly in the 70s, we started taking that sludge and applying it to farmland as a fertilizer.
Welcome to the Sludge Pathway with epidemiologist Patrick McCroy.
You know, the process starts with the manufacturing of PFAS. Right, so DuPont, 3M, others actually manufacture these chemicals.
Patrick says these manufacturing plants discharge to a sewer system, which goes to a wastewater treatment facility. Then there's PFAS in your home, from our clothing that's stain resistant to our sofas and carpets and our cleaning products. When we clean an item in the washing machine or dump a bucket down the drain.
But they have to do something with all of those solids that settle out, and that's what we call sludge. So you have this contaminated sludge that then goes to a local farm where it's spread out as fertilizer. Most of the PFAS that ends up in most people is from what we eat, right? So if you look at the PFAS that's on the farmland, goes into crops, or goes into crops that are eaten by animals that we then eat, that PFAS is eaten by us.
At what point in this entire flowchart and process does the EPA test for PFAS?
They don't. They never test for PFAS, right? EPA requires the sewer districts to test for a handful of heavy metals, but they never test for PFAS.
So this sludge is going onto farmland without being tested for PFAS by the EPA?
Correct. By the EPA or by any state or local authority.
They're not testing for it because they know it's already there. Why would you create a rule to test for something that you already know is there? They just don't. They don't want no rules to prohibit them from spreading it, right? They're not going to test for it because the levels will be dangerously high.
It's just not tested. No one knows.
Forgive me, that sounds crazy.
But then they was
So you have almost like a cycle that you take the hazardous waste, apply the sludge on the land, you now contaminate the land, that contaminates the water, that's contaminated the food chain. We're into a real serious problem here with this forever chemical.
Well, these are some of the original permits from Calumet Sewer District for spreading on our fields. Now this one's from, this one says October of '86. And there's a signature of the commissioner.
This 1986 letter from Maine's Department of Environmental Protection told Fred the material was safe to spread on his farm.
They said it was a safe material to use on our fields. And again, we were doing our civic duty by using it. and keeping this material out from landfills and what have you. So yeah, it was great. It was a win-win situation for everybody involved.
Ultimately, how many times did you end up sludging?
Oh, every year from 83 until 04. Oh yeah, I mean, this is a nightmare beyond nightmares.
Every year, God.
When the Nordells purchased their farm, they didn't know the land had been sludged 4 times by a farmer in the early 90s.
They were told that it was their civic duty to help with the societal problem of municipal sludge. So they got a bad deal. We got a bad deal. That was not a good idea.
PFAS are completely man-made, created from the top-secret World War II nuclear bomb Manhattan Project.
Stone and steel are turned into gas.
After the war, 3M bought the patent to develop these newly discovered chemicals and found they did a remarkable job resisting water, stains. 3M created Scotchgard. PFAS made their way into firefighting foam and in our homes, in carpet and couches, and under the company DuPont in our Teflon pans.
It's in firefighter gear. It's in flame retardant clothing we put babies in. It's in the furniture that we spray, the Scotchgard, so we don't stain something. It's in our makeup. It's everywhere. It's in our coffee cups. It's everything. It is pretty catastrophic that a chemical like this has gotten into every aspect of our life.
How many states are impacted by this?
All 50. There's millions of acres of farmland that is still being sludged today.
Okay, hold on. I gotta pause this because I wanna point out that if y'all notice, for those of you who have been in several of the sessions that we've talked about, if y'all notice, all these chemicals surround or begin to become repurposed for public use or sold or given to farmers or gardeners or whatever as things to use in their garden around wartime. Things that they did not use during the war, they repurpose or rebrand them and they sell it back to us as things that we need to help grow food. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that because it just is something there that's not. I feel like it's something there. Like during those, why does everything go back to that point in time, to the war? I'm gonna have to do some more research and find that out.
Probably tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of farms that are still using sludge.
The Environmental Working Group claims at least 20 million acres of American farmland may be contaminated. Now, according to the CDC, PFAS can be found in the blood of 97% of Americans. I went in for a blood test.
I'm a little nervous, but doctor, what do my test results show?
Unfortunately, for someone like you who has made such an effort to get PFAS out of your environment, you did test positive. Fortunately, it was only 3 out of the 6.
My test results are positive for 3 out of 6 tested types of PFAS circulating in my blood. The results place me above the threshold for concern for adverse effects.
You're in a category where you need to be monitored to see if there's any long-term impact of this on you. In particular, your cholesterol level, risk for breast cancer, and hypertension in pregnancy.
Okay, so I just want to point out that this is just confirmation or echoing some research that I found before, how we were saying when the agenda to lose weight is being pushed and they telling you, why you're overweight is because you're eating and it's all your fault. It's all that person's fault. Or you sick because you can't stop eating. No, that ain't it. That ain't the reason why you sick. That's not the reason why you have diabetes. That's not the reason why you have cancer. That's not the reason why you have these inflammations. Is because of these unknown chemicals in these things that you consume. From the clothes you wear to the couch that you buy to sit on, the sheets that you cover up with, those things are in there all the time. We can't just say that it's just 100% that person's fault. Like the powers that be have to take accountability for their action, their part in this. Sadly to say they not, but I just want to let y'all know, don't be so hard on yourself, because you see how deep this goes. You really see how deep this goes. Hey, Urban, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Urban. Urban says, I'm in the bushes, but learned recently toothbrushes and floss aid causes a lot of microplastics in our system. Right. I am looking to more natural options. Yes, it definitely does. I mean, microplastics is everywhere. Chemicals is everywhere. And the purpose of me doing these lives is so you guys could know, to bring awareness that it is out there and it's in high levels, and it's in everything from what you eat to what you wear to what you touch. It doesn't matter. It's everywhere. This is why you must do your part and do what you can to keep your body functioning properly, so that when you do come into contact with these things, it won't manifest into an ailment or disease that could be possibly fatal or have you living an uncomfortable life for the rest of your life. So yes, they are everywhere, everywhere. And that sucks.
We're not going to be able to stop the break in the dam and the flood that is about to come. We've taken our own hazardous waste and destroyed our land, destroyed our water, and now we're destroying our food chain.
How did we get here?
They've ripped the heart and soul out of us.
I think not only is that possible, I think it's probable that thousands of farms are going to be impacted.
Where was the EPA when this was happening? Why won't it do more now? We went to Washington to ask when we come back. These documents show what Erin Brockovich calls the shell game.
It's moving stuff around, for the end result that makes them more money and leaves destruction in its path.
So we have in front of us here a large stack of documents that come from the chemical companies themselves, documenting what they knew about PFAS chemicals, their harm to people and harm to the environment.
What they knew and yet did not tell us.
Exactly. Most of this was secret, just kept in chemical industry files, right, until various lawsuits forced them to disclose it.
Crazy, huh? They knew about it. It's documented that they knew about it. I hate to say the word, the S word, STUPID or DUMMIES. They actually documented it. So it's proof that they knew about it and they decided not to tell you. Purposely poison you, purposely harming people, purposely unaliving people. Basically, bottom line, is documented. And they went to court. And let's see what the system, the great system of this country, had to say.
It starts with animal studies in the 50s and 60s that showed impacts to the liver, kidneys, and spleen, and acute oral toxicity.
Going all the way back to 1963, 3M knew there were risks with these chemicals. They put it in their own manual that they're toxic and they need precautions.
Then, a test on firefighting foam has to be abandoned when the substance leaves all the fish dead. Then PFAS in food packaging, impacting the livers of dogs. And in the 70s, the first indication that PFAS already flowed in the blood of Americans.
So this is really interesting. This is in 1975, the first time that a scientist is alerting 3M, hey, we're in just regular Americans' blood, we are finding levels of PFAS. Why might that be?
Right, exactly. So this was just, unrelated to PFAS research per se. It was just scientists looking at chemicals in human blood, found some of these PFAS chemicals and were like, why are these here? What's going on?
And what does that mean? So that means that by 1975, the marketplace is already flooded with PFAS to the extent that it could actually show up in an average
Exactly.
American's
That just average person already has PFAS in their blood by 1975.
In a phone call, a 3M chemist pleads ignorance. Court filings show that 3M soon replicates this in their own studies. Then a letter from their lawyers appears to advise the company to conceal the chemical found in human blood was a type of PFAS. Around this time, DuPont warns 3M about toxic effects of PFAS in our food packaging. And by the late 70s into the 80s, documents suggesting 3M and DuPont are becoming aware that their own employees are getting sick.
This one is really, I think a smoking gun document. So in 1981, 3M was concerned enough about the potential for birth defects as a result of these chemicals that they actually reassigned all the female workers in the plant to jobs that didn't involve exposure. This document is actually a draft press release that their communications team developed in case that became public, right? So they didn't actually tell the public about this.
Then PFAS appears to be in the water.
The levels they found back then, would be considered very high today.
And workers keep getting sick. More than 2 decades after scientists told 3M the blood of Americans contained PFAS, in 1998, 3M finally alerts the EPA that the type of PFAS in their Scotchgard builds up in blood.
USDA and EPA, how in the hell did this get by you? It didn't. You knew something. For the sake of money, for lobbying power, you turned a blind eye.
In 1999, a whistleblower steps forward. A scientist at 3M steps down and sends a copy of his resignation letter to the EPA.
I just want to say, all of this for some money, for more money. The lives of other people, babies, unborn children. You knew the damage that this could cause, but you kept it going, all so you could make more money.
And this letter basically says, you have asked me to try to help identify where the problems with the substance are. We've identified a huge list of concerns. We need to do more research, but management is shutting me down. And I feel ethically like I cannot work at 3M anymore because they are ignoring the science, they're ignoring our requests to do more study.
By 2000, 3M agrees to phase out some PFAS in the course of an EPA investigation. According to the 2019 Minnesota Attorney General congressional testimony, at this time, 3M publicly suggests it recently learned PFAS are in human blood, when they'd known since 1975. In 2005 and 2006, the EPA fines DuPont $10.25 million and 3M $1.5 million.
Hey, Cena, welcome in.
Then a major headline in 2023, a multi-billion-dollar federal settlement over PFAS contamination in our nation's tap water, making its way into many U.S. public drinking water systems.
There's a reason why they're settling these lawsuits now
You're so
for
right.
water
That's
contamination, because the more we study it, the more we find problems, the larger the problem's going to be, right? They're rushing now to try to settle things before the full scope of the problem is even understood.
NewsNation reached out to 3M and DuPont. 3M said in part, quote, "As the science and technology of PFAS, societal and regulatory expectations, and our expectations of ourselves have evolved, so has how we manage PFAS. In December 2022, 3M announced we will exit all PFAS manufacturing and work to discontinue the use of PFAS across our product portfolio by the end of 2025. In an email, DuPont, which has made acquisitions and divestitures and undergone corporate reorganization and restructuring through the years, said in part, in 2019, DuPont de Nemours was established as a new multi-industrial specialty products.
Can I just say it's 2025 and DuPont is still in business? Can I just say that? They still in business. Google what products they sell. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's on like barbecue stuff that I know that I've seen. Let me see. Let me Google right quick. I want to say some charcoal. Let me look. Hold up. But they still in business. I know that for sure. DuPont. Trying to see what product did I see that on. I want to say I seen it on lighter charcoal or lighter fluid. Let me see. I seen it on something, y'all. She said DuPont makes it. Yeah, but I specifically remember because I know sometimes they have it as the manufacturer, but I seen it on the front of a bag. I could see it right now in like red and blue. I want to say it was charcoal or lighter fluid. I'm going to find it though. I'm going to find it. Let's keep going.
Company. DuPont de Nemours has never manufactured PFOAs, PFOS, or firefighting foam. Further, though not a PFAS commodity chemical manufacturer, DuPont acknowledged using select PFAS compounds within industrial processes pursuant to relevant environmental, health, and safety rules and standards, and only as necessary to impart specific product performance.
You know what I just thought about too while I'm sitting here looking for the name on it. I probably seen it at some point in my life, but you know, as a smart business move, they probably don't have their name on top of that because a person that have been doing their research or have cotton wind that they were sued or whatever, they probably wouldn't buy it because you'll see DuPont and you wouldn't want to, you wouldn't want to buy that. So now they probably have like a company that they sell to, or they have a company that a DBA name, that they put on their products.
Performance criteria. The EPA still allows sludging to take place in all 50 states without PFAS testing requirements.
The chemical industries hid the full extent of the problem from EPA until the late 90s, right? But starting in the late 90s, EPA had all the information and they've done very little.
What could the EPA do today to put a stop to this?
The single biggest thing I think EPA could do today would be to require testing for PFAS before putting sludge on farmland.
That sounds like a no-brainer given what we know.
It should be a no-brainer.
What do you know? What is the EPA? We've set up a system that isn't doing its job and hasn't done its job for decades. We've thought they were, and it's maddening to wake up and realize, you've been asleep at the switch the whole time? They had fair warning. This was going to be a problem. And for political reasons, for lobbying reasons, it got slid under the carpet. And now we've got a real problem.
Everybody rolling? Still rolling.
In June of 2023, we went to D.C. for an interview with Radhika Fox, then Assistant Administrator for Water at the EPA. The EPA has known that PFAS is potentially hazardous to human health since 1998. Why not take decisive action decades ago?
The important thing is we're taking action now. We're taking swift action under the president's leadership.
What would you say to Americans who say it's too little too late?
I would say I understand your concerns. You know, I'm a mom of 2 kids, and I know that I want to turn on the tap and know that the water that I'm giving my children is safe to drink. I think every parent wants that, and that is what EPA is focused on.
We know the biosolid sludge is still spread in 49 out of 50 states currently on some of our most valuable farmland. Why is this still happening?
Well, land application of biosolids is one of the critical uses of biosolids from the treatment plants that are treating our wastewater. And in many instances, it's perfectly safe. There have been some certain circumstances where there have been concentrations of PFAS, and that's exactly why we are doing these risk assessments right now.
Why doesn't the EPA ban sludging until it can guarantee that it's safe?
In many instances, it's still safe to utilize biosolids because there isn't a prevalence of PFAS.
What is your message to Americans who feel that they are afraid to eat the food, afraid to farm their land because of PFAS contamination?
The EPA cares about you, that we are here to protect you, that we are utilizing every tool in our toolbox to address the very complicated issue of PFAS. And so one of the best things that someone can do is really educate themselves about what's going on in their local community. I suggest talking to your local water system to see what they're doing. Are they testing for PFAS? Are they treating for it?
But should it be incumbent upon the individual to do this, to call their water district to make sure that their water is safe, or isn't it the EPA's job to guarantee?
Exactly. So she blaming, she like, basically she's saying, yeah, we doing it, but it's not all the time that it's not safe. It's just some of the time that it's not safe. And then when it is not safe, what should be going on is each area should be checking their water to see if it's safe for their residents. Like, she's pushing the blame on somebody else instead of taking the blame. Like, we do care about, if you cared back in 1975 when you found out that it wasn't right, you would have made it right. But instead, you did not. You kept it going for this reason right here. Jeg says, greed, a small word with a big meaning. They did it for greed. They doing it for greed. Doing it. I ain't saying did, because they still doing it. It's still going on.
That every time you open the tap, that water is safe to drink.
So we are, as I said, we're working very diligently to get this national drinking water standard in place. But at the end of the day, it is a partnership with our states and with local communities to together protect the American people.
In April of 2024, the Biden-Harris administration issued the first ever national drinking water standard. They say it will protect 100 million people from PFAS pollution. Still to come, a farmer solution who is refusing to take his contamination results lying down.
You know, people have fight, flight, or freeze. I go straight to fight.
Stay with us.
Here you can see PFAS tested.
A celebration is underway at Misty Brook Farm. After 11 long months of contamination, this milk is finally being sold again. It's music to Brendan and Keisha Holmes' ears.
Ever since I was 5, I told my parents I was going to be a farmer when I grew up.
Exactly, Cena. So Cena on the TikTok side is saying it's like using cyanide in food. That's basically what they're doing.
You're my friend, aren't you? Huh? Yes, you are my friend.
Daddy, your weakness is cows.
Yes.
For Brendan and Keisha, honesty and trust is what made them choose this land from the moment they asked the previous owner how to get in to see the place.
I said, hey, is there a key to the house? He's like, key to the house? It's like, I haven't locked that since I built it. I'm like, all right, that's the place I want to live.
So everything was on the line in terms of the success of this place.
When we moved up here, it was do or die. We were either going to go bankrupt or make it work.
In year one, their farm grossed about $15,000. By 2021, it grossed $2 million and employed 13. That must have been a good feeling.
It's a good feeling. It's a milestone. My goal in life is to leave the piece of land that I am farming in better shape than I got it. And if I wanted to make money, I wouldn't have gotten into dairy farming. Maybe I'd have gone and worked for DuPont. But money, I don't care about money. I care about quality and integrity.
Which is why when a customer asked them if they'd ever tested their milk for forever chemicals, they immediately put up thousands of dollars of their own money for testing. And when it came back high, there wasn't hesitation. They left the decision up to you whether or not to go public with it. Did it cross your mind even for a moment to keep this private and to just not tell anybody?
No. You know, people have fight, flight, or freeze. I go straight to fight. And to me, I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one that this has happened to. And my fight is like, I am going to make this public. I'm going to talk to anybody who wants to listen. The fact that these chemicals were spread on some of the best agricultural land in the state of Maine, people need to know that.
So my thing is, okay, so two red flags, right? The first one is they don't test for it, so it's not a requirement to test for it. So that's one blind eye they turn. The second blind eye is if these companies do decide to test for it, and they find that it's high levels. What is considered a high level? Because you know how they are with numbers. What is considered high for them. So once you reach a certain high level, you are given the option to tell the truth, or you cannot tell the truth. So that's actually 3 red flags, right? Gardener 99 says, whatever that French word is, has a long-standing partnership with the sewage. Wait a minute. With the Sewage and Water Board of New Orleans regarding waste management. Wow. It manages the city's water treatment plant. And in 2024, they entered a new 5-year agreement with the SWBNO focused on improving wastewater treatment process efficiency and environmental. Wonder if that includes, that's probably including sludge. Getting people to spread sludge on their land. I'm just hoping at this point more farmers are aware of this and they are not using it. But excuse me, even if they are not, it's not just in our food, it's everywhere.
Johnny was like, when do we have to stop selling the milk? And Brendan said, now. He's like, now? What are we gonna do, Daddy? And Brendan said, well, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. The first days, weeks, months, we called it firefighting. we were definitely in a survival mode.
Testing revealed their cows had become contaminated from someone else's sludged farm. The tainted feed for their cows was grown in Kentucky.
We are not responsible necessarily for how it happened, how the sludge was spread 20 or 30 years ago, that that contaminated the soils where the feed came from, but we are responsible for how we move forward.
We dumped.
Let me unmute myself because I need to go back to what Gardner 99 said. Okay, so I read his comment and I couldn't pronounce the words, but I saw it's a foreign entity. That's what's is standing out to me. A foreign entity is over the water waste treatment in the United States. And we know that the U.S. has some bad blood. So how do we know that this foreign entity, look, he just said it. Why do we need the enemies to run your water control? Exactly. I was just saying that. It took me a minute, Gardner 99, but I caught it. I got it. I caught on. A foreign, that's what everything, y'all. If you look back at these companies, do your research at the 4 companies that control the seeds in the world. These companies are from enemies of the U.S. Gardner 99 just let you know that where he lives, it's a foreign entity that controls his water and water waste. Not just the water, but the waste. To me, that's a red flag. Like, if you have a kingdom, would you have, if you were a king, would you have your peasants come and prepare your food for you if you are a horrible king? If you're not a good ruler, I wouldn't trust nobody. I wouldn't trust nobody because they could poison your food. Would you put somebody in charge of your business that you know didn't like you, that you've had a problem with? Would you even go into business, have a person as your business partner, somebody you have had bad blood with? Like, that's just, to me, it's common sense not to go into business with your enemy and not to allow your enemy to have control over things that are life sustaining. Okay, so with that being said, it brings to the question, why are things in the United States being put into the hands of foreign entities? Why is it being allowed that foreign entities control essential parts of the United States? That's the question. BP, formerly known as British Petroleum, is a British multinational oil and gas company headquartered in London. Yep. It is one of the world's largest energy companies operating across the entire oil and gas value chain, from exploration and production to refining, marketing, and trading. You know, sometimes I think that that this country is a petri dish. Like, we living in the experimental part of the world. And I know that stuff like this happens to other countries, or maybe just because, you know, we get to see it firsthand. We actually here living it. That we don't. I don't know. It just doesn't seem, something is off. And I can't put my finger on it, but I know something is off. Something is not right. And I don't understand why I don't understand why it's being done. Like, people who were our enemies in the past now have control over this place. And how do we know that everything that they're doing is not in revenge or for them to gain control of it, gain total control of it, of the land, period. Right? I don't know. But F. Smith West says it's all about money. This country sells out to the highest bidder. Yeah. Please pray over everything, she says, you have, from the air, the water, food, the clothes, and body. I believe we are bought and sold to the highest bidder many years ago. Yes, we are. The United States is a country. It is a geographically defined territory with its own government, laws, and a defined population. It is recognized as a sovereign nation by other countries. But are we really? I don't think we're sovereign. We don't have, it's a country, but we don't have control over it. We're controlled by foreign entities. When we doing our research and we look at it, right? What are we actually controlling here in the United States? We growing food. The food that we grow the right way is being shipped out. Like the people who actually live here, we getting the scraps. But they sending out the good stuff to other countries. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going.
26,000 gallons of milk. It's demoralizing. Mothers would call up saying that they would buy like 5 gallons of our milk to feed their like 2-year-old, and was that 2-year-old going to be okay? You know, like, we pride ourselves on producing milk that mothers can feed their children, and then have them call us up and be like, is my kid going to be okay because they drank your milk? And it wasn't anything we knowingly did.
Their own family's blood work also tested high for forever chemicals. Brendan and Keisha found themselves putting it all on the line again.
We borrowed the money and we bought 50 cows that were uncontaminated, $73,000 we borrowed for a new herd.
Finally, after 11 months, thousands in loans and testing, thousands of gallons dumped, making sure every ounce of feed and water was untainted, enough time passed that all of their cows came back clean. Their milk is now at non-detect levels of PFAS, and sales have resumed.
Cream separating going on in here. This weighs about 90 pounds.
They don't have to, they choose to put this sticker on their milk. They want the public to ask questions. Brendan says he knows PFAS contamination has a way of coming back. He worries that another farm's contaminated feed could taint his herd all over again.
The drought's the thing that keeps me up at night, because in 2016 we had a severe drought. I had to buy 5 tractor-trailer loads of feed from Pennsylvania. I can't verify what soil that feed from Pennsylvania came off of, and I would be rolling the dice.
Never been there.
Fred Stone tried, taking many of these steps.
Sometimes the farmer doesn't fail the farm fails the farmer.
The USDA paid him out $65,000 for the cows he had to kill.
So we're working on getting another lab.
Important testing is taking place on his farm that will determine exactly how contaminated his land is and if there is a path forward to his land being a farm again.
Who is next?
Yeah, I think a summer calf, and then we can do one of these guys, and then Cloudy's baby, and then the little baby. Ready?
Hold on, let me see. I got a comment on TikTok. Let me see. She said, as we've been told, it may be propaganda that they are. Yeah. As I grow said, maybe propaganda that they are enemies. No, you good. You good. As I grow, I do believe it is. I agree with you. I do believe it is propaganda that we are enemies. I do believe.
You know, people pay big money to get their ears pierced, just so you know.
You ready for blood drawing?
Yeah, we'll try that too.
Okay.
And this is the only thing we've ever known. You know, we're not going to give up
Hey,
until
Golden Gold, welcome in.
I guess till we're dead.
Thank you for the heart.
His
man.
results ahead.
Before we continue, we got a question in the chat. Let me see what y'all think. So, Garner99 says, how much pus is there in milk? Tell me what y'all think. Let me know what you think. Let me know.
We can be here for one more year. We'll walk these fields next fall. The feeling in your feet, in the tender winter wheat. Hear the songbird when she calls. Hope falls with each pass of the blade, but it'll rise again as bread from the sourdough you made. The lands and furrows of the miller's stone, who's to say we cannot live on this alone?
So, just so you guys know, if you're not reading, they said they had to, this couple here had to close down their farm because of high levels of PFAS found in their products. So they just closed down their farm. And nobody has bought the land as of yet. It's just being used as a research site to understand how PFAS moves through the food and the water system. Thank you, Golden Go, for the hearts. I appreciate it. So, Gardner99 says infections in the milk product production process. Yeah, there is pus in your milk, but how much do you think it is in there?
Be here for one more year. We'll walk these fields next fall. The feeling in your feet, in the tender winter wheat. Hear the songbird when she...
Okay, so the lady that did the interview earlier that said that we at the EPA care about you, not shortly after she did the interview, she quit her job. You can tell she was uncomfortable during that interview. She was saying what she was told to say. It's almost like, to me, she was reading a script. So now she works for a company that manages biosolids. I'm hoping that it's a good company. I'm hoping she's on the good side of things now, because you could tell she was uneasy giving us the scripted.
Now mayflies rise above a spring-fed stream. There are ripples on the water that you might never see.
How does it feel to look out on this land and to know that so much of it is contaminated?
It really hurts. Some of my best cropland. I learned how to rake hay on those fields when I was yay tall. There's been a lot of bloodshed on this farm.
I cast my line on a baited hook, as if to capture all the chances that we took.
Our disconnection from the value of our land and our soil and our water. To destroy it is in turn to destroy us.
Hey, Truth,
We are better
welcome
than
in,
that.
welcome in.
And I do believe it will be the farmers, it will be the people, it will be those who have been damaged, which will be a lot of us, are going to stand up and we're going to speak up.
Cause we can be here for one more year. We'll walk these fields next fall. The feeling in your feet.
So it says Maine became the first state to ban the sale of products containing PFAS. They created PFAS fund to help farmers ban sludging. Ain't that crazy? Why we got to come together to ban something that they know is causing is unaliving the people in this country? If not unaliving them, causing them to be sick. It's crazy. I don't understand that. Okay, y'all. So let's see. Let's see what the end of this going.
In the tender winter wheat, hear the songbird when she calls. Hear the songbird when she calls.
And so this is a great quote to end on the live. The nation that destroys the soil destroys itself. That is so true. So truth and integrity says, by you, it depends on how hard the cows are worked, how often they are milked, and the process they use to milk the cows. And that's in reference to the question about the pus being in the milk. It is in there, and just think, it doesn't matter how much is in there. The fact that it's in there, it doesn't matter the amount. It's still going to cause, you're drinking it, and you're still drinking infection from an animal. I'm so glad the truth is coming out. Me too, Gardener 99. In general, the truth is coming out reflects the beliefs that what is hidden or obscured will eventually be revealed. Definitely. It suggests that despite attempts to conceal information, the facts and reality of a situation will ultimately be uncovered and made public. Exactly. Well said. Well said. I appreciate y'all so much, and I encourage each and every one of you that are passionate about this information, and you have information about this, to spread it to other people. Continue to use your voice to spread, because people really don't know how serious it is. They really don't understand how we are literally at war over having food, and not just food, having the proper food for us in this country. And that shouldn't be, but it is. So I thank you guys for joining me. I hope that there was something that was said or something that we watched together that will help you guys to understand and become more aware of what is going on in this world that we're living in, especially in this particular country that we're living in. Why is it important for you to grow your own food? And why is it important for you to not only grow your own food, but grow it the right way, right? Because if you don't grow it the right way, you may as well go ahead, go to the store and eat eat the PFAS, okay? I'm just saying. If you can't grow it, find somebody that is doing it and pay and support them, because them doing it the right way not only is giving more life to them, but it's also giving more life to you. So encourage somebody. Please, please encourage somebody. Continue to lift your voice and spread the word to people all over. One love, y'all. Please pay attention. Please, please. And don't ever get tired of saying it. It's a great live I have learned tonight. Thank you so much. You are welcome. That is the goal. So that's the plan, to keep you just healthy enough to keep paying taxes and working. And when you get too weak to feed the system, you'll expire without taking too much back out of the system. Hey, look, that's what their plan is. And that's sad. But it is what it is. You too, as I grow, you have a peaceful slumber as well, my sister. Thank you guys for coming out. Tomorrow I will be doing a live, but it won't. Will I be doing? No, I won't be live here tomorrow, I don't think. But for those of you who are interested in learning how to go live on multiple platforms at once, I will be live tomorrow on TikTok. I will be doing a teaching for my subscribers. And I will be teaching them how to do it through EV Mux. You guys know I use EV Mux when I go live. So I will be doing that for them on tomorrow. And following that, I'll probably do a Sugar Shack, because the teaching for them will be 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's probably only going to be an hour. So I'll say maybe about 9:45 Central Time. We'll do a Sugar Shack tomorrow. And listen to us a little music to help us unwind. Because I don't know about y'all, but I had a kind of a long week, and it's still going, and it's not going to end until tomorrow night. So y'all help me. Y'all can help me tomorrow night in my week and start the beginning of next week. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and continue to spread the word and teach people the importance of gardening and eating the right foods, because it will literally save their life. Peace, love, and blessings, everybody. See y'all in these social media streets.